this place real? That depends. If real is what you can feel, smell, taste, and see, then real is simply electrical signals interpreted by your brain. Pikachu, I have in my hand 2 pills. You take the blue pill, and the story ends now. You take the red pill, you stay in Wonderland, and I show you how deep the Diglett hole goes. But be warned, dive too deep, and you may never return.
All right, so it is time. This infinite investment game, I talk about alternative investments and collectibles. This is not particular investment advice, but you listen to this, you'll be a better collector and you make smarter decisions on investing if you want to. You'll be smarter where you put your money. And please like, comment, and subscribe and share this with as many people as possible. I do have an Instagram, Infinite Investment Game, and I do have a TikTok. It's Infinite Investment Game. All right, so I want to talk about this today. This is, I think this is very, 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 very important. You know, there's some different lawsuits. I believe Beckett is suing All. And not only that, actually, let me look this up to make sure. But also, the sports card investor is suing. I believe it's SUS. And then it's the Asian guy who's like a lawyer. And he talks a lot about sports cards, Magic the Gathering, and Pokemon stuff. I believe he owns a shop. He's a lawyer, and he has a consulting company or whatever. And then he is suing Sports Card Radio. So that's both Ryan and Colin. I guess that's Sports Card Radio. And then he threatened to sue someone else. I don't know who else he's planning to sue. As far as we know, it may be Alt sues Beckett. All right, over the Curry card. Yeah, that's right. So we're having these things go down. And, you know, people are always worried about bringing negativity to the hobby. And these companies are doing that, you know. I think a lot of the big players, when they go out and sue someone, I think they end up bringing more negativity than any small YouTuber can or podcaster can. Or somebody's talking about the market's going down, or certain players going to go down, or the market is overinflated, or there's a bubble. You know, those people really aren't, or trying to call out shield bidding or any hanky-panky going on in the market. Those people are not as negative as when you see a bunch of lawsuits going on. One where, you know, if other companies are suing each other who are supposed to be responsible, and we, you know, depend on their trust when it comes to grading or selling on their platforms, and there's some issues, you know, that could clear it up long term, but short term that looks really bad. And same if other content creators are suing each other for not liking what someone has to say or say about them. So that just becomes a problem. I think there's going to be less people probably trying to go into content because of that. And I think it may be less people staying in the market because of that. I think this stuff will slowly push people away.
Here we go. You dipped, Daniel? You dipped? Why are you a dip?
And I don't think the sports card investor is done suing people or threatening to sue people. He will probably be handing down some more through 2023 and 2024. And I see, unfortunately, I hope I'm wrong. I really hope I'm wrong, but I've been right by quite a bit over the last year. There's going to be 2 things that's probably going to happen. He may go after a few more people with threats. Unfortunately, and listen, not that many people are going to listen to this, but unfortunately, if it backfires, he's going to be one of the main enemies in the hobby, unfortunately. And I think there are a lot of people who are going to turn against him if this doesn't work out very well for him.
happens when you be smoking that stuff. Drugs is cringe.
And it could damage his reputation if he's not careful. We'll see, but I do see more lawsuits coming, and not really just from him. I think just other people in the market deciding, okay, I'm just going to sue. And also, some people may say, hey, cards aren't going up that much. I need to find another way to make money, and this is the way.
I remember being in this hobby and talking to many, I'm going to call them Viites, many people who came in following the Gary V mug life flip it mentality, who were like, this card's not worth my time if I can't 2x it by the next month. If I can't 5x something, it's not worth my time. Meanwhile, we're holding out these other asset classes, these huge war holds, these pieces that made 14% year over year for somebody as like a monstrous, amazing investment. Cards can be that. The thing is, cards have always been that. That's not what a lot of people who came into cards in the last year want cards to be.
So I think these things are going to become more and more possible in 2023 and 2024. And I think it's going to drive more and more and more people away. The unfortunate thing is a lot of people got into the market in 2018 and 19 just looking to make money. And that is still that way, right? Most of the stuff hasn't gone back in 2019 prices yet. I think most of it eventually will. And I think most of it will go under 2019 prices. And then when we start seeing more people who got in at 2019 starts to leave and drop off, I think things will eventually be able to stabilize. But I think this is just beginning when it comes to these lawsuits. It's really interesting. Hopefully, people can be able to sort things out. Hopefully, be adults, talk to the individual before all this stuff goes on. But I don't think this looks, in my opinion, doesn't look as great for sports card investors because his reputation was more so. He's nice to everybody, and he is trying to do the best he possibly can. I understand certain things like pump and dump could seem kind of serious, but to be honest with you, it's an unregulated market, and technically you can pump and dump as much as you want. And the second thing is the PPP loan thing. It seems like anything that's pertaining to him and money and anything that's either considered shady or unfair, which I understand. He sees it as a threat, and I guess he sees it as he wants to eliminate the threat. And threatening lawsuits, which would be a waste of money. Suing somebody over, it's really silly. But yeah, so yeah, I don't know. I guess I look at the sports card investor much differently. And yeah, we'll see. But yeah, that's just a short video. Just want to express what I'm thinking here. I guess, there could be more people. Listen, there's a lot of people before I end this. Listen, there's a lot of people who don't like Jeff Wilson for different reasons. I think even like Chris and Josh from Card Letter don't like the dude either. I think they refer to him as like a snake oil salesman. They don't use his name, but I'm pretty sure that they see him as that. With whatever, selling the picks, and then the market movers thing. I wouldn't say market movers itself was useful, but I think creating a data tool that looks at the total price history, and making it easier to kind of like become educated in more of the modern and ultra modern card market, I think was a good thing. Outside of that, though, I think that's Jeff's positive influence for the sports card market. I don't see much else really. Obviously, he's looking to make an investment, and unfortunately, whether he's trying to do the best he can or not, I think unfortunately a lot of people are going to get caught up and lose a bunch of money listening to Jeff Wilson. This always happens. It doesn't matter if the person's looking for the best or hoping for the best for their viewers or whatever. The issue is you don't come from the same financial situation as Jeff Wilson. And whenever he's giving you advice or anything, he's already multiple steps ahead. And a lot of stuff that he really knows, he doesn't come out with until months later. So he lets people know in his closest groups, and then he, over time, he like shares more and more and more to people who are further out. So by the time it gets to his YouTube channel or podcast, or even in his Discord, you know, a lot of people are going. I can give you an example. It's with the sports cards just going down in the last couple of years. All right, and he's eventually admitted like, yeah, it's going down. It's continuing to go down, and then he's like, yeah, it's too late to sell now though. And it's like, bruh, maybe you should told a lot of these people to start selling, you know, a year ago. But then you're like, oh, it's time to buy. I don't know, maybe it's time to buy. When for months you knew, unless something crazy happens, like you knew that it wasn't going to go up. And I think that's the thing, right? I don't know this person's experience as far as being more in the public eye in the past, but I know with this stuff, you, especially if you have the biggest channel in sports cards, because Gary Vee is not pumping stuff. Ashby David rarely talks about stuff. You know, Vegas Dave isn't really talking about cards. So you're pretty much the main person who's consistently putting out content. You know, great card investor or whatever, or PSA collector, you know, isn't making stuff anymore. So now you have this issue where you're having great influence on the market, and unfortunately is leading people down the wrong direction. Is really going to hurt a lot of people. And you're even turning some people into sheep. But, you know, that's just my opinion, you know, whatever. If he wants to sue me because I want to express my own personal opinion, and he doesn't have anything else to do. Really doesn't have any time on his hands, and it should probably worry more about his own life, but whatever. All right. Yeah, that's my video. Please like, comment, subscribe. Peace.